I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but today I'm going to be cutting a hole in the van roof. Going to be having a go at fitting the Fiamma turbo vent roof fan and skylight. So this is one of the mistakes that were made in the van build. I actually put the insulation and the vapor barrier up first, but taking this down and putting it back up is the easiest job of the day. So let's take a look at where we're going to be cutting the hole. So the plan is to cut a square in here about, well, 390 millimeters, and then just drop a fan in. How hard can it be? So the first job is to make a wooden frame to go around the fan using this 38mm timber. So you can get away without fancy workshops when it comes to DIY. Admittedly it could be better, but I'm still going to get my frame done nice and square. Anyone for a selfie? I'm going to quickly shift some of this out of the way, then I'm going to get on the roof. That's come off much easier than I thought. Happy days. And now we can see where the vent's going to go. So last night I made a cardboard template around the fan, so I'm going to get up on the roof and hopefully it fits. So you don't get tips like this on all the other camper van channels, do you? Pair of gloves, duct tape, saves your van from getting scratches. So the hinge is going to be going at this end. That's where the outside of the fan comes, so it's just going to fit in there nicely. Get a bit of masking tape on so it doesn't blow away. Right, it's marker pen time. Let's see where we're going to cut this hole. Right, let's go for it, shall we? Just to be careful, I have one more measure up. 390. So I bought new metal blades for the jigsaw. I'm also going to take this base off as well. Apparently it cuts a little bit easier just using this roller. Right, so I've loosely taped a bit of polythene to the bottom. That's going to catch all of the bits of metal, hopefully. Now I've got to get up on top and start drilling holes. Right, so there's no turning back now. I'm going to start off by drilling a couple of pilot holes. That's it. We've officially got holes in the van. Hey, time to get jiggy with it. That's two edges done. There's loads of swarf, so I must remember to clean that off when I finish cutting, because it will rust and it will stick to my paintwork. Well, that didn't go quite to plan. This fell down a bit and it's knocked me the thing off, so I'm going to have to get the hoover out anyway. I've got a little edge here to tidy up. Now it just needs a bit of a file and see if it fits. Right, I've got my little helper now. Oh, moment of truth to see if it fits. In the hole! Get in the hole! Is it in? Is it in? It's in. Oh, like a glove. Right, so the next job is to attach the frame to the roof. So for that I'm going to use a little bit of this mastic sealing strip and some Sikaflex. I'm not going bonkers with it here because this bit is not the bit that really needs to be watertight. That's from the other side. Right, that's going to go up here, and I'm just going to bob a couple of clamps on to hold this in place. Just leave that an hour or so to dry. So I'm going to give this a really good clean around the outside. I've got some thinners type of stuff on here, so it should give a really good key for the adhesive. So I'm putting foil tape on here just to maintain that vapor barrier that I've got. Don't know if I need to do this or not, but I've seen it done on some other videos, so it's not going to hurt anything. Right, let's get the marker out and see where the mastic needs to go. So while I'm here, I'm going to pre-drill the holes. So I'm giving this yet another clean. We really do want this to stick. Let the excess evaporate. Right, a bit more cleaning to do. You need to make sure that this is spotlessly clean as well. That's when these are made, and I think they put something on the mould which helps it eject. You need to get that off so it sticks properly. Right, so here's the moment of truth. I'm actually going to stick the roof light in. So to seal it, I'm going to be using a mastic strip. Comes in a roll like this. So as you can see, the van roof isn't perfectly level, so I'm going to have to build layers up of the mastic till it's level with that, and then put another layer around, and then pop the vent in and screw it down. And just peel that off and add another layer. So it's taken 4 layers to bring the mastic flush with this bit of the roof. Right, so I'm just going to put the Sikaflex between these two here. I think that should be more than enough. Try not to drop it, Paul. Put my finger in it, look. Just put a little tiny bit more of that where I caught it with my finger. Right, moment of truth time. Right, you must make sure that you put the hinges to the front. Get it in the hole. So we're in. Now I've just got to screw it down. So the screws I'm using are stainless steel, so these won't rust, but I am going to put a little dob of Sikaflex on top when I've screwed everything down. I'm not tightening them down fully with this. I'm going to use just a manual screwdriver to finish them off. So I'm just going to cut off this excess. Careful not to scratch the paint. That's everything trimmed up. Just going to see if I can run a little bead of Sikaflex along this edge. And then that's the job done, I think. I don't know if the wet finger trick works with this stuff, but we'll give it a go. Right, so the silicone finish isn't perfect, but it's on the roof and as long as it's weather sealed, I'm happy. So as soon as everything's dry, I'll peel this film off and then we're good to go. So that is what it looks like from the inside. I might have a go at wiring it up now. Because I haven't installed all the electrics yet, we're going to be testing it using the Jackery power station. You can actually run a full camper van electrics on one of those. So for test purposes, we're going to put the wiring in for the fan and then just power it with a 12 volt connection. Right, so there's a positive and negative here, positive and negative there. Then I'm going to connect this up to Jackery, see if it works. Right, so positive, negative, and that one's the power, positive, negative. So this will have to be fused when it gets wired in properly, but I just want to see how good it works at the moment. So that's the wiring done at this end, so I'm just going to screw this in temporarily and then connect it to some power. Get a couple of little temporary screws in. Cut off more wire than I need. So I bought all the gubbins for the electrical connections, so I'm just going to put the opposite ones on to what I've got on the 12 volt connection and use the red dot to crimp the red connectors. Happy days. So now fingers crossed, this one connects to this one connects to this one, and then when I plug this in to the Jackery, the fan should switch on. Oh yes. I am buzzing now. Actually it's the fan that's buzzing. So the fan works. Thing pops up as well. Good afternoon. We had rain last night, so we do have puddles forming, but there's no puddles in this messy van floor, and more importantly there's no leaks. So I did have a little issue with my 12 volt supply yesterday where I connected the wires. I didn't cover them over, and moving things around they touched and it blew the fuse in this little thing, so I've been and replaced that this morning. I've also taken the opportunity to wire in one of these little inline fuses, for when I'm doing my testing. So I've put a 5 amp fuse in, which is just right for this fan. So this has got a thermostatic control, and you can blow cool air in and you can extract air as well, so when you're doing your cooking. Let's give it a bash. There we go. You can alter the speed. I'm really pleased with this part of the project. This is the one bit that was scaring me the most. But after watching Darren professionally fit the windows, it gave me a little bit of confidence. And if you take your time and do your research, you can actually do these jobs yourself. So next job's to sort that out, put some roof panels in and get the LED lights fitted. So I'll be seeing you in that video. Ta-da!